Hello fans! Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will dive deep into the swirling chaos surrounding Sunny Corinthos and the ripple effects impacting Port Charles' most beloved characters. Buckle up for an extended exploration of the latest developments, packed with fresh details, inventive twists, and an in-depth look at the drama unfolding on Friday, June. Hello guys! From Sunny's mounting legal troubles to Michael's family concerns, and even a new layer of intrigue with Giovanni Palmieri, there's no shortage of tension in this vibrant soap opera universe. Let's unpack each storyline with vivid reimaginings and additional context to heighten the suspense. Sunny Corinthos, a storm of suspicion. Sunny Corinthos, the enigmatic patriarch of Port Charles' underworld, finds himself at the epicenter of a legal maelstrom that threatens to shatter his carefully constructed empire. No longer just whispers in dark corners, the rumors have solidified into cold, hard facts. Sunny is now a prime suspect in a mysterious death that has sent shockwaves through the community. The once untouchable kingpin is grappling with a reality where his every move is under a microscope, and the weight of suspicion grows heavier by the hour. As if that weren't enough, a cryptic conversation between Dante Falconeri and Jason Morgan adds a layer of uncertainty to Sunny's plight. Dante, torn between his duty as a cop and his tangled loyalties to family, seeks Jason's counsel with a chilling question that echoes through the gritty underbelly of Port Charles. Should I keep digging for answers? Or are the bodies hidden deep in the Pine Barrens? This haunting query suggests a darker truth might be lurking just beneath the surface, one that could either exonerate Sunny or bury him for good. Adding fuel to this already roaring fire is the tragic unraveling of Natalia Rogers Ramirez, a character whose potential for redemption has been tragically squandered. Once a woman wrestling with her own biases and striving for personal growth, Natalia's arc took a devastating nosedive into chaos. Recently exposed as a repeat offender with a history of drunk driving, her downward spiral didn't stop there. She's been caught betraying Sunny's deepest confidences in moments of intoxicated weakness, incessantly texting her son with reckless abandon, and even creating an embarrassing spectacle at a sacred family event, a christening under the misguided belief that Sunny would whisk her away to a tropical escape in Belize. The writers seem to have gone to great lengths to paint her as irredeemable, crafting a narrative of self-destruct that feels more like a deliberate attempt to vilify her before an inevitable exit. This isn't just character development, it's a full-blown demolition. Imagine the missed opportunities. Nashel could have been a complex antagonist, a flawed soul seeking forgiveness, or even a tragic figure whose mistakes humanized her. Instead, her story feels like a rushed effort to shock, leaving fans mourning what could have been a poignant redemption arc. Michael Corinthos, a father's fear. Turning our gaze to Michael Corinthos, we find a man burdened by worry, his heart heavy with concern for his family's fragile stability. The source of his unease lies with Willow Tate, whose recent actions have set off alarm bells in Michael's mind. According to insider whispers, Willow, in a moment of impulsive defiance, makes an unsanctioned appearance at young Wiley Corinthos' swim lesson at the local community center. Far from her best self, Willow's demeanor during this unexpected visit is fraught with emotional turbulence, leaving Michael to pick up the pieces of a potentially distressing situation for their son. Picture the scene at the Metro Court pool, the sun glinting off the water as Michael, his voice laced with both frustration and pleading, urges Willow to think of Wiley's well-being above all else. "Let's not make this any harder for him than it already is," he implores, his words carrying the weight of a father desperate to shield his child from further turmoil. This moment isn't just about a single misstep. It's a window into the broader struggles of co-parenting under the shadow of unresolved personal battles, where every decision risks fracturing young Wiley's sense of security. Brooklyn Quartermain, secrets on the brink. Elsewhere in Port Charles, Brooklyn Quartermain finds herself in hot water after a careless oversight threatens to unravel a web of carefully guarded secrets. In a moment of distraction, Brooklyn leaves a highly sensitive file brimming with revelations that could upend Liv is sitting exposed on a coffee table at the Quartermain mansion, where prying eyes can't help but notice. While it appears Rocco Falconeri hasn't yet peeked at the explosive contents, the ticking clock of discovery looms large. The tension escalates as Rocco, wrestling with curiosity and doubt, confides in Danny Morgan during a late-night chat at Kelly's diner. Their conversation takes a pivotal turn when Emma Scorpio Drake, ever the voice of reason, joins them and offers a piece of advice that could change everything. You owe it to yourself to uncover the truth, no matter how much it hurts. Her words ignite a spark in Rocco, pushing him closer to a revelation that could shatter the illusions his mother, Lulu Spencer, has fought so hard to maintain. Lulu, who once swore never to hide the truth from her children, now faces the bitter irony of her past promises. Adding a new twist, imagine if the file contains not just family secrets but a hidden connection to a long-lost relative, a bombshell that could draw Rocco into a dangerous quest for answers, further deepening the rift caused by Lulu's old feuds. Sunny's interrogation and Gio's warning. Circling back to Sunny, the embattled mob boss faces a grueling interrogation at the Port Charles Police Department, where every word he utters could either clear his name or tighten the noose around his neck. Detectives press him relentlessly about his ties to Natalia, probing for cracks in his stoic facade as they piece together the events leading to her demise. The stark fluorescent lights of the interrogation room cast harsh shadows across Sunny's face, mirroring the internal conflict of a man who has always lived by his own rules but now finds himself at the mercy of the law. Will he maintain his composure, or will a slip of the tongue seal his fate? Simultaneously, across town at the elegant Quartermain estate, Tracy Quartermain delivers a somber message to Giovanni Palmieri, known affectionately as Joe. With a tone both protective and stern, Tracy reveals the grim details of recent events tied to Sunny, but she doesn't stop there. She issues a stark warning to Joe, cautioning him that any continued association with Sunny could place him squarely in harm's way. Blood ties won't protect you from the storm that's coming, she warns, her piercing gaze underscoring the gravity of her words. To enrich this narrative, let's introduce a new element. Joe has recently stumbled upon an old family journal hinting at a debt Sunny owes to a dangerous outsider. A secret that Tracy fears could drag Joe into a deadly conflict if he doesn't sever ties immediately. Next, we will uncover the sinister plot swirling around Sasha Corbin and her newborn daughter, Daisy Gilmore, and a tale of deception that's chilling Port Charles to its core. Prepare for an in-depth journey into the heart of this mystery, as we expand on the original storyline with imaginative rephrasings, enriched details, and inventive twists. From the unnerving gaslighting of Sasha to the shadowy possibility of a vengeful return from the grave. This extended exploration span between 7,000 and 9,000 characters delves into the tangled web of betrayal and obsession that threatens to unravel lives. Let's dive into each facet of this gripping drama with fresh perspectives and new layers of intrigue. Sasha Corbin, a mother under siege. In the quiet, yet ever turbulent town of Port Charles, Sasha Corbin finds herself ensnared in a nightmarish game of psychological warfare, with her precious newborn, Daisy Gilmore, caught in the crosshairs. Someone with a cold, calculating agenda is hell-bent on portraying Sasha as unhinged, pushing her to the brink of despair with a series of disturbing manipulations. It all began with a heart-stopping incident at General Hospital, where Daisy was mysteriously swapped with another infant, sending Sasha into a frantic tailspin of panic. Though the mix-up was swiftly resolved and Daisy returned to her relieved mother, the ordeal was merely the opening act in a cruel symphony of torment. Soon after, eerie disturbances began plaguing Sasha at the sprawling Quartermain mansion. One morning, she discovered the milk carton inexplicably stored in a cupboard rather than the refrigerator, a small but jarring detail that gnawed at her sense of reality. Later that day, she found Daisy's outfit changed without explanation, from a cheerful yellow onesie to a pastel pink romper, as if an unseen hand was toying with her perception. These incidents, though seemingly trivial, are piling up like storm clouds, each one designed to erode Sasha's confidence in her own mind. Picture Sasha, already fragile from past grief, standing in the nursery late at night, clutching Daisy tightly as she questions whether she's losing her grip or if a malevolent force is truly at play. The usual suspect, Willow Tate's shadow. As speculation swirls about the identity of Sasha's tormentor, the spotlight naturally falls on Willow Tate, a figure whose recent behavior has raised eyebrows across Port Charles. Willow, often seen wandering the town in a daze, appears almost like a puppet on invisible strings, her actions erratic between fleeting moments of passion with Drew Kane. On the surface, she seems a plausible candidate for such a devious plot. Her emotional instability could be a mask for deeper resentment towards Sasha, perhaps fueled by unresolved tensions over shared connections in their tangled social web. Yet, there's a nagging sense that pinning the blame on Willow feels too convenient, too predictable for the labyrinthine storytelling of General Hospital. Imagine if Willow, rather than orchestrating this cruelty, is herself a pawn in a larger game, her vacant demeanor a symptom of manipulation by someone far more cunning. This possibility opens the door to a more intricate conspiracy, one where Willow's apparent fragility distracts from the true mastermind lurking in the shadows, waiting to strike at Sasha with ruthless precision. A ghost from the past, Nell Benson's return. Stepping into bolder territory, let's entertain a theory that electrifies the imagination. What if the architect of Sasha's misery is none other than Nell Benson, the presumed deceased villainess whose shadow still looms over Port Charles? Nell, who plummeted to her apparent doom in 2020 after a harrowing fall from a cliff, has long been thought gone for good despite Carly Spencer's desperate attempt to save her, even after years of torment at Nell's hands. However, in the world of soaps, the absence of a body is practically an engraved invitation for a dramatic resurrection. Picture this: Nell, battered but unbroken, washed ashore downstream, rescued by a mysterious figure tied to her past, perhaps a loyal accomplice of her late husband, Shiloh Archer, who pulled her from the icy river's grasp. Hidden away, Nell could have spent years plotting her return, her mind consumed by a burning need for vengeance against Michael Corinthos and anyone close to him. Sasha, now building a family with Michael, would be the perfect target for Nell's wrath, her happiness a bitter reminder of everything Nell lost. To add a new twist, let's imagine Nell discovered an old journal during her exile, detailing a secret pact with a powerful underworld figure who's now bankrolling her return, giving her the resources to execute this elaborate gaslighting scheme against Sasha. A legacy of manipulation and revenge. Nell's potential comeback isn't just a shock for shock's sake, it's a chilling echo of history repeating itself in Port Charles. This wouldn't be the first time Nell has wielded psychological torment as a weapon. Years ago, she gaslit Carly with such ferocity that Carly was haunted by visions of her late son, Morgan Corinthos, believing he was still alive. The ordeal drove Carly to the edge, culminating in a harrowing stint at Ferncliff where she endured shock treatments to reclaim her sanity. Nell's knack for revenge was always laser-focused, her schemes crafted with a singular, obsessive determination. Now, with Sasha as her target, Nell could be leveraging her past playbook to devastating effect, exploiting Sasha's lingering trauma over the loss of her first child, Liam, to make her question every aspect of her reality. Let's introduce a new element. Suppose Nell has an informant within the Quartermain household, a disgruntled staff member who's been slipping her intel on Sasha's routines, allowing Nell to orchestrate these disturbing pranks with surgical precision. As Wiley Corinthos' biological mother, Nell might also see reclaiming her son as the ultimate prize, with Sasha's destruction merely a stepping stone in her broader plan to dismantle Michael's life. Sasha's vulnerability, the perfect target. Sasha, already carrying the weight of past heartbreak, stands as an achingly vulnerable mark for someone as ruthless as Nell. The memory of losing Liam still cuts deep, a wound that never fully healed, making her fiercely protective of Daisy and paralyzed by the fear of history repeating itself. Every occurrence at the mansion, every inexplicable shift in her environment, feels like a direct threat to her fragile new family. Visualize Sasha pacing the dimly lit halls of the Quartermain estate, her eyes darting to every corner as she clutches a baby monitor, haunted by the notion that she might fail Daisy as she feels she failed Liam. If Nell is indeed behind this, she's chosen her victim with diabolical accuracy, knowing that Sasha's emotional scars provide the perfect canvas for painting a portrait of instability. To deepen the narrative, imagine Sasha confiding in a close friend, perhaps Maxie Joneswell, begins to notice subtle clues around the mansion, like a faint scent of a perfume Nell once wore, hinting at an unseen presence watching their every move. Next, we will explore the intriguing question that's buzzing among fans: does Chad Duell regret stepping away from the iconic role of Michael Corinthos? Join us on this extended journey as we dive deep into the drama behind the scenes, reimagining the narrative with creative rephrasings, enriched details, and inventive additions to the original storyline. From the warm reception of Rory Gibson as Michael's new face to the swirling speculation about Chad's feelings, this article spanning between 7,000 and 9,000 characters unpacks the complex emotions, fan reactions, and potential futures for both the actor and the character. Let's delve into each segment of this captivating off-screen saga with fresh perspectives and newfound layers of intrigue. Chad Duell's departure, a shocking exit. In the ever-evolving world of Port Charles, few casting changes have sparked as much conversation as Chad Duell's unexpected exit from ABC General Hospital. Leaving behind the pivotal role of Michael Corinthos after a decade of shaping the character's journey, fans were caught off guard when news broke of his departure, a decision reportedly influenced by personal grief and a sense of disconnection from the role in recent years. Chad, who had been a staple of the soap since 2010, brought Michael through turbulent storms from family betrayals to heartbreaking loss. Yet whispers suggest that the lack of compelling material in his final years on the show may have dulled his passion for the part. Imagine Chad sitting in his quiet Los Angeles apartment, reflecting on countless scripts and iconic scenes, wrestling with the weight of walking away from a character he'd grown with through his formative acting years. The void left by his exit was palpable, not just for the audience but within the tight-knit GH community, where his presence had been a constant amidst the chaos of soap opera turnover. Adding a fresh twist, let's suppose Chad had been quietly negotiating a potential storyline revival with producers before his departure, one that promised a darker, more intense Michael. But personal circumstances ultimately forced his hand to leave before seeing it come to fruition. Rory Gibson takes the stage, a fresh face for Michael. Stepping boldly into Chad's formidable shoes, Rory Gibson has emerged as the new Michael Corinthos, and the reception from ABC General Hospital viewers has been nothing short of electrifying. From his very first scene, Rory infused the character with a raw, simmering intensity that many fans felt had been missing in recent years, breathing new life into Michael's complex relationships and inner turmoil. Whether it's the fiery confrontations at the Corinthos family compound or the tender moments with loved ones at the Metro Court, Rory's portrayal delivers a revitalized energy that's captured the audience's imagination. Picture the GH set buzzing with excitement as Rory nails a particularly emotional scene, his ability to convey Michael's layered anger and vulnerability earning nods of approval from even the toughest critics among the cast and crew. Fans have been vocal on social media, with many praising how Rory instantly sparked chemistry with co-stars like Katie Sagal and Sophia Matson, a dynamic some felt was lacking in Chad's later pairings. To enrich this narrative, let's imagine Rory bringing a unique backstory element to Michael, a hidden talent for sketching that reflects his inner conflicts, revealed in quiet moments when he doodles in a worn notebook, offering viewers a deeper glimpse into a side of Michael previously unexplored. Fan reactions, a divided yet passionate fandom. The internet has become a battleground of opinions as General Hospital enthusiasts weigh in on the casting shakeup, with reactions ranging from enthusiastic support for Rory Gibson to empathetic musings about Chad Duell's state of mind. One fan passionately shared on a popular soap forum, "I never really connected with Michael for years, but Rory changed that overnight. The scenes with Katie and Sophia are pure fire. Something Chad just couldn't pull off right away." Another viewer reflected on Chad's tenure, noting, "The writers really dropped the ball with Chad in his last few years. Early on, he tackled heavy, gut-wrenching plots, but lately, it's been bland at best." A third chimed in with a mix of admiration and sympathy. "Rory's killing it as the angry, driven Michael we needed. But I feel for Chad, left during a dark time, grieving and uninspired." Did the producers even reach out before recasting? These varied perspectives paint a picture of a fandom torn between excitement for a rejuvenated character and concern for an actor who poured years into making Michael his own. To add a new layer, let's suppose a viral fan petition begins circulating online, urging the showrunners to at least offer Chad a guest arc to provide closure for his version of Michael, highlighting how deeply some viewers still feel connected to his portrayal despite Rory's success. Chad's perspective, regret or relief. At the heart of this unfolding story lies the burning question, does Chad Duell look back on his decision to leave ABC General Hospital with a pang of regret? Especially as Michael Corinthos surges in popularity under Rory Gibson's stewardship. In a recent live stream, Chad opened up about his exit, his tone tinged with a quiet sadness as he revisited the personal struggles that led to his departure. While he remained tight-lipped about any potential return, hinting only that he couldn't say much on the matter, observers couldn't help but sense a flicker of longing in his eyes. As he spoke of his time on the show, imagine Chad watching episodes from a cozy corner of a local cafe, a bittersweet smile crossing his face as he sees Rory's Michael command the screen, wondering if he walked away too soon from a role now basking in renewed spotlight. A new element to consider: perhaps Chad has been quietly approached by a rival soap opera, offering him a chance to play a character with striking similarities to Michael. A temptation that could either reignite his passion for daytime drama or deepen his uncertainty about leaving GH behind. Fans speculate that the show's focus on ratings and Rory's warm reception might close the door on Chad's return, but the possibility of lingering unfinished business keeps hope alive for some. The writing factor, a key to Michael's evolution. Beyond the actors themselves, a significant thread in this narrative is the role of the writing in shaping Michael Corinthos' journey. A factor many fans believe heavily influenced both Chad's exit and Rory's triumph. During Chad's final years, the scripts often lacked the depth and challenge that had once defined Michael's most memorable arcs, leaving the actor with little to sink his teeth into beyond routine family drama. In contrast, Rory stepped into a wave of fresh, dynamic material. Think intense showdowns with Sunny over business dealings and emotionally charged reconciliations with Willow that showcased Michael as a force of nature. Visualize the writer's room at GH headquarters, where a renewed focus on Michael's inner rage and unresolved grudges fuel scripts that give Rory the space to shine. A fan remarked online, "Rory's doing amazing, but it's really the better writing lifting him up. Chad deserved these kinds of stories too, to introduce a novel twist." Let's imagine the head writer revealing in an interview that a major upcoming storyline deep dive into Michael's past trauma tied to EJ Quartermain was initially pitched with Chad in mind, raising the question of whether he might have stayed had he known what was on the horizon. Conclusion: a chapter unfinished. As the saga of Michael Corinthos unfolds on screen with Rory Gibson at the helm, the off-screen drama surrounding Chad Duell's departure continues to captivate ABC General Hospital fans with its blend of nostalgia and speculation. Rory's refreshing take has undeniably invigorated the character, drawing in viewers with chemistry and grit, while Chad's exit, rooted in personal hardship and creative stagnation, leaves a lingering what-if in the air. Will Chad ever return to reclaim a piece of Michael's legacy, or has Rory cemented his place as the definitive face of the Corinthos heir? Only time, and perhaps a few unexpected plot twists, will tell. Stay tuned to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel for the latest on this evolving story, and share your thoughts in the comments. Do you miss Chad, or has Rory won your heart? Until next time, keep watching for the drama that keeps Port Charles and its fans on the edge of their seats.